as you can see, Egypt has the possibility of getting 2 or 1 goals in the game. South Africa has the possibility of getting 1 or more goals in the game. Now, I am going through my app. That is the SofaScore app which I use for analysis. And one thing stands out to me, all right? When the odds are 2.10, these are the odds presented to Egypt. The expected chance of winning is 48%, but Egypt actually wins 38% of the time with these odds. And now, it tells me the following, all right? That Egypt is the favorite in this game. And I've gone through the analysis. I've gone through the players present in this game. I've seen the starting 11, yeah? And I can tell myself that both teams are at full strength, right? Both teams are at full strength. So, must better. If you had to bet on this game, there are 2 possible outcomes in the Egypt versus South Africa game. And outcome number 1 is a scoreline of 2-1. And outcome number 2 is a possibility of, I think South Africa will get a goal. I think Egypt will get a goal. I do not see a scenario whereby Egypt wins the game by a clean sheet. So, at the end of the day, it is now time to make my decision and decide. In this very game, if I am to bet on who is going to be winning, what is my betting tip, all right? My betting tip is going to be Egypt win the game, all right? Egypt to win this game. That is my betting tip. Egypt win the game. Let me write it down because I want to reference this later when I'm doing my analysis. So Egypt win. The odd for Egypt winning is 2.11. And then we happen to be having the second selection that I also think is valuable. The second selection is over 2 goals, all right? Because I see a scenario where goals are going to be plenty and over 2.5 goals at an odd of 2.52. And no, this one has an odd of 1.77, right? So if I had the balls, I would have backed over 2.5. But because I don't want to risk it all, I will play these 2. Egypt win and over 2 goals. These are going to be my singles. And they're some of the matches that I rate highly today, right? So game number 2. In the second game that I'm analyzing today, we have this game coming up. And the game in question is Zambia versus Comoros, all right? Another interesting match. So let me write it down, right? Zambia versus Comoros. Zambia versus Comoros, right? Zambia versus Comoros. Perfect. You know the analysis. You know the drill. How do we begin? You begin by going through their results extensively, analyzing who won, how did they win,